All right, everybody. Well, welcome and so excited to see you all on the call tonight, prioritizing your time, taking the time out of your evening to learn about something that is truly revolutionary in the field of regenerative science. We're going to get into how it all works in just a little bit and hear some powerful testimonials tonight, but just a little bit about me and how I got started on this little patch 23 months ago. So I'm a health and empowerment coach, helping people to empower themselves, get healthy, become the best versions of themselves. And my focus around my own health started 7 years ago when I woke up truly from my program mind and decided to do something about it. I decided to change my life, my lifestyle habits and food choices. So I lost 60 pounds in this process. And this was really the beginning of my reinvention. I walked away from my government career in HR due to the lack of medical freedom a few years ago, and really to follow my passion in helping people to empower themselves. So, being a lifelong learner, I'm open. Constantly learning, new information, embracing change. And so in May of 2024, I was introduced to this revolutionary phototherapy patch. And this has had a huge impact on me, on my health, on my business as a coach, the health of my loved ones, and those that I have shared this with. So, my personal belief began with my 77-year-old mom. She started to experience benefits within 2 days of patching. Her debilitating knee pain and inflammation that she had had for years eased up. She was actually going to physiotherapy 3 times a week. And that first week, the physiotherapist asked her what she was doing differently, what vitamins and supplements she was taking. And because she had less pain, more mobility, less inflammation, and she mentioned that all that had changed was the sticker that her daughter put on her. So my mom also started to experience better quality of sleep, deeper sleep, vivid dreams. She noticed much more energy during the day. She was able to return to her regular walking and gardening and swimming and caring for those younger grandkids. She also had an eye scan done about a month ago, and getting worked up for eye injections because she was diagnosed with macular degeneration in 2021. And so when she went to the scan, there was actually no evidence of this macular degeneration. And so, things are constantly improving, as you're going to see, and we're going to get into that in just a minute. But for me, the benefits have been amazing as well. I started sleeping through the night a couple of days after I started patching, having vivid dreams, which I really hadn't done in years. I also no longer have this lower back pain, this compression issue, this tightness that I had had on and off for years. No more visits to the chiropractor, where I was going, every 3 weeks. No more stiff and sore joints. I recover quicker after working out. My energy, my mental clarity, my focus have improved, my mood, and really this sense of calm that also a lot of people experience with this patch. But truly, what fires me up is that I know that the best is yet to come. My body is continuing to heal and repair and age reverse, as you will soon discover. So before we get into the formal presentation, before I share my screen, I'm going to have some people on this call share their powerful stories with you today. So I would love to call on Chandra, if you're able to unmute yourself and share tonight.
Hi Beth. Yes. Thank you so much for having me. And I parallel the sentiments that you shared. This patch has done such incredible things for me. So many, we don't have time to really go through the whole list. I'm going to focus on some of the most, impactful things, but I also had a pretty quick response. I noticed traveling with my husband on the second day I was wearing the patch, having a moment where I would have normally had a stress response, and I was more amused than anything. And shortly after that, I had dropped something really heavy, a two-person kayak right on my shin. And I've banged up my shins plenty of times. And so I thought, great, it hurt so bad. And I thought I'm going to have a nice egg and a big bruise on my shin. And I had no swelling and no bruising. And so that was day 4 for me. And that is when I said, wow, there's really something to this. So the reason I got on the patch is I was just chronically exhausted for probably over 6 years. I was operating on high doses of caffeine just to function day to day and get through, my busy schedule, my work schedule, and just life in general. And so when I was introduced to it, I said, I will try anything. And so before I started the patch, I was chronically waking up at 3 a.m., which if you experience that, you know how challenging that is. The body's ready to go back to sleep when my alarm was ready to go off. And so it just sort of continued that cycle of just being exhausted. And right away, I noticed incredible sleep. I was sleeping through the night. And my exhaustion is gone. I have more energy than I've had in years, and I just feel better overall. One thing that just blows my mind is I had my wisdom teeth pulled in November, and I'd been putting it off for many, many years. And because they were impacted, they were growing sideways. And the dentist is not my favorite person. But my surgery was, it was smooth. And, my body just having my stem cells activated, just recovered. I recovered quickly. I didn't have a lot of swelling, actually, little to no swelling at all. And my surgeon, when I went to get my stitches taken out, was surprised at how quickly I healed. And, said that, my stitches were actually trying to grow into my tissue because my body was just repairing itself so quickly. So that was a fabulous experience. And I also went to the dentist last September of 25 and had a deep cleaning and had receding gum lines in every area. And I went back for a follow-up the end of January and did not need a deep cleaning. And my gum tissue has regrown in every area. And so that's just incredible. I have my sister-in-law is a dental hygienist, and she confirmed that doesn't happen without surgery. And so I have the documentation to prove it. So it's just really just made such an impact in my life. So I really appreciate the opportunity to share.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And so, Chandra, how long have you been wearing the patch? It was last
I have
summer,
been wearing the patch since July of 25. So
right? Yeah. Amazing. And just the fact that it was 5 months that it took for the gum recession, like just 5 months, you know, period of time that gum recession has improved in all areas. That's amazing. So just imagine what
incredible.
other things also have been going on in the body. Obviously, feeling more energetic and sleeping. Sleep we know is it's so necessary for us to thrive. That's when a lot of the healing and the detox and the repair happens. So glad that you were able to share tonight. It's super powerful. And I would love for you to introduce the next speaker, the next person who's going to share her story. Take it away.
Yes, I'd love to introduce you to my mom, Vicky or Victoria. She's just had an incredible experience and a big reason as to why I'm doing this. So,
Amazing. Go ahead, Victoria. You can unmute and share. Oh, I can ask you to unmute. Maybe that would help. Oh, there we
Ah,
go. Yeah, perfect.
okay, yes. Oh my gosh, my beautiful daughter. You know, her the, the results that she has had with that stem cell patch is so much greater than, she's being calm about it. But I'm telling you what, her results have been incredible. And so have mine. So July 1st, I put the patch on for the first time. And I was reluctant to do so because I had no problems. I had no issues. I didn't need it. But for her, I went ahead to try it for 1 month. And day one, I felt this great calm energy come over me that I've never experienced that in my life. And that was only about 2 hours after having the patch on. I was like, whoa, could this be the patch already? That's crazy. So then I flew to Denver also the day before, and everything was so calm. Normally, I travel by myself and I'm always a little bit on edge. Nothing. Going through the airport, it was just easy. I was just la-di-da, having a great old time. And then it was day 27 that I notice the biggest change. I had a brain tumor on my hearing nerve and my balance nerve that I had removed January 31st of 23. And because of that, my balance was really challenging, especially my bilateral, looking right and left. I would get into this weave, and my mailbox is across the street, and I was just hated going across the street because of that whole thing. And I just knew that eventually I was going to have to be on a walker. And so anyway, I went on the 27th of July to Home Depot, and in the parking lot, and I had to look left and right to cross the street to go into Home Depot. And I noticed, I'm looking, I'm completely stable. And I was like, left and right, I could not believe it. And I just started weeping because I really believed that was going to be something I was going to have to deal with the rest of my life. But feeling that stability after 3 years was a miracle. I'm so grateful for that. So I was weeping. It's 112 degrees out here in the desert. I'm like, oh. So I got home and I called Chandra and I said, okay, Chandra, that's it. I'm in. This thing is real. So anyway, I've had that. I, like Chandra, I have a whole list of things, but I think the most important thing that I've experienced is, excuse me, I'm getting drink water. Sorry.
Yeah, take your time.
Is depression. So after I had this surgery, and I think that I lost my hearing in this ear, and then, it changed me having that surgery. And so I kind of felt isolated. And then my husband passed away unexpectedly 7 months later. And I went into this deep depression. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. I was very, very depressed. And day one on the patch, it was gone. It was, I haven't had it since at all. And I mean, I had a hard time every morning getting out of bed until that. So that to me is the most important thing. That's more important than my balance. I also had restless leg syndrome, horrible restless leg syndrome. And I have for 2 years, I had been researching for a cure for restless leg, and there isn't one. And so I don't have that anymore either. So, and then just so many other things that Chandra, she's so sweet. Every time I experience something, I call her and I'm like, oh, Chandra, you wouldn't believe what happened to me today. And so she's been recording it on her refrigerator. And I'm so grateful she did, because there's so many things. But this is real. God is good. And I am so thankful. And I will never be without it, Lord willing, ever.
Amazing. Yes, thank you. So happy for you, Victoria. And it is amazing how this isn't just treating the physical body, it's also treating, our emotional state, our mental state. And even when we want something, in our body to fix in terms of a physical ailment, and sometimes the body knows that it's going to prioritize your mental state, and I've seen that time and time again. So thank you so much for sharing tonight, Victoria. We appreciate your time and appreciate you being on the call tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now, and I'm going to get into the formal part of this presentation and share with you why Chandra and Vicky are having such amazing results here. So tonight we are going to talk about the most powerful tool for your overall health and wellness that already exists within you. The founder, the inventor, this genius, David Schmidt, has discovered how to leverage us, or the human body, as the light source. So really, it's about harnessing your body's own light. So before we get too far into this, it's really important that I share this disclaimer. LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or medical condition. This information is for educational purposes only. It's all based on LifeWave's extensive research and clinical studies, and obviously people's amazing experiences. So, what exactly is light therapy and how are we the light source? So, phototherapy or light therapy is a natural process that we experience every day. So, for example, when you go out into the sun, those specific wavelengths of light, they hit your skin, they hit your eyes, and they signal your body to produce vitamin D. So, the light from the sun is actually signaling your body to start this natural production of vitamin D. But light just doesn't come to us from the outside. It also comes from within. So we as humans, we all emit this low level infrared light in the form of heat. So we can't see this energy with the naked eye, but with thermography tools, night vision goggles, night vision technology, we can see that heat as visible energy. So similarly, LifeWave's phototherapy patches, they act like a mirror for that energy, reflecting specific light frequencies back into the body, signaling biological changes at the cellular level. And what I love about phototherapy, LifeWave phototherapy patches, is that it is really counter to anything that we've been exposed to by the conventional medical system. It's there really is nothing else like it. Nothing is going into your skin. Nothing is being consumed. Nothing is being absorbed because they are non-transdermal, latex-free. They don't contain any chemicals or drugs or stimulants, and there are no contraindications. That means that they do not interfere with any medications because it's a completely different mechanism. So this patch consists of 5 organic materials: amino acids, sugar, water, oxygen, and salt, and it forms this crystal lattice structure that reflects wavelengths of light to stimulate processes within the body, including the production of the all-important GHKCU copper peptide. And so what we know about this mighty copper peptide, well, first off, it was isolated back in 1973. So there is 50 years of research. It is well studied, well documented. We know that it boosts collagen and elastin production. We know that it supports tissue repair and regeneration. We know it has multiple anti-inflammatory, anti-anxiety, anti-pain, and even anti-cancer properties. GHKCU is also known to reset over 4,000 genes in our genome. So basically resetting your DNA to a younger, healthier state. It is known as the holy grail of age reversal. But what is truly amazing and what the research shows is that GHKCU reactivates our own dormant stem cells. And so what exactly are stem cells? Well, they are the undifferentiated baby cells that can become any cell within our body. So from your heart cells to your liver cells to your hair cells to your lung cells and even your brain cells. But unfortunately, as we age, not only does the production of GHKCU reduce, but also stem cells actually go dormant. So by the age of 30, healthy stem cells decrease by 60%. By 60 years old, those healthy stem cells decrease by 90%. And not only is the natural aging process contributing to our state of health, our decline in health, but unfortunately, the world that we live in, this modern age of convenience, of consumerism, we are inundated with toxins and chemicals, unfortunately, in the air, in the water, in the food, in the man-made synthetic radiation everywhere. And all of this leads to cellular dysfunction. And our bodies require healthy active stem cells to heal, to repair the body. The fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. So Q, this X39 phototherapy patch, LifeWave's flagship patch, it's patented and designed to increase the GHKCU production in our bodies and therefore reactivate our dormant stem cells. And so there is a wide variety of benefits. You've heard them tonight from Chandra and from Vicky, with the benefits of the elevation of this copper peptide in the body. So it improves energy and vitality levels. It does this because it is specifically targeting the mitochondria to make more energy in the cells. And this is why people experience that boost of energy. It helps with wound healing and scars. We know that surgeons are recommending their use on their patients pre and post surgery for faster healing. It's known for faster recovery time after working out. I've noticed this in myself after lifting heavy. It improves skin appearance and hair growth with the increase of collagen. So again, this is our own collagen production and elastin production. Both men and women reporting new hair growth, returning back to their natural hair color. It helps with mental clarity, reducing stress, helps with calming the nervous system. Many people reporting less brain fog, more mental clarity, me included. It enhances strength and building lean, strong muscles and bones. We know Olympians, professional athletes, Division I athletes in the States use this to gain a competitive edge, but it really is great for anyone wanting to level up their physical game. It helps to support the body with a healthy inflammation response, relieving people of their discomfort, of their pain. It improves sleep. You've heard this over and over again tonight already. Many people reporting deeper sleep, vivid dreams. This is one of the most common benefits that people have right off the bat. And I also want to note here that it also elevates a master antioxidant in the body, which is known as glutathione. It actually increases the glutathione production by 30% in our body. So there is this natural detox effect that people experience as well. So then long-term benefits of using this consistently. So beginning on day one, your body starts to reset over 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state, whether you feel this or not. And that is about a third of your genes. We only have about 20,000 genes. And then within 6 weeks, our brain becomes more balanced, more mental clarity, less brain fog, more focus, better memory, and better mental health in general. Within 3 months, collagen increases. And I mentioned this before, but collagen, a lot of people think that it has to do with aesthetics and skin appearance and the skin, the hair, the nails. But collagen is actually the most abundant protein in the body. It is considered the master protein. It is needed all throughout our vascular system, our blood vessels, our fascia, which supports all of our organs. Within 6 months, the heart actually reverses in age by 8 years. Many powerful testimonials and studies with improved heart function. And the benefits of wearing this patch is often accumulative. So people may notice immediate benefits right away, but it accumulates. So for best results, consistency is key. You really want to commit to it. We recommend committing to it for 1 month for every decade you are old, as recommended by David Schmidt. And we know things don't always happen overnight. Some people do notice a shift right away. Some people, it could take days or weeks or even months. But remember that it takes time for your body to get into a state of health, like an ill state of health. And it could take time for your body to heal and repair at the cellular level. So how do you wear it? Super simple to wear this patch. It's adhesive with medical grade tape. So you stick it on the body, stick it on the skin. These specific points here. So the C7, the base of the neck, and then the 2 finger widths below the belly button, they follow traditional acupressure points. And some people feel that it maximizes the body's response, but because this is a systemic signal, it's working off the light in your body, you can really put it anywhere. The patch works anywhere. But this is what I love. It's activated by your heat, by your body. So you could even stick it in a pocket, stick it on your clothes, stick it in your undergarments, and it will be effective. And that's why we recommend you do not transport them on you or in your pocket because they will activate. I usually wear it on my wrist if I'm wanting to advertise it, but you can really put it anywhere on the body. You have a pain site, you put it on the pain site. You wear it for 12 hours during the day. You take it off at night. It's disposable, but you can put it on your pet, put it in your plants. Anything that emits infrared light or that heat, they can benefit from the few hours of life left in that patch. And then you put a new one on the next day. So you want to make sure that there's a break from the stimulation of light. Otherwise, the body, it gets used to it and it's not as effective. And we call that attenuation. So the light energy in our body actually works off of the water network in our body. So it is so important to keep hydrated. And when I talk about hydration, it's really about the electrolytes and the minerals that are in the water. So a good quality sea salt, an unrefined salt, because it has all of those minerals and electrolytes in it. Those minerals are actually what help to pull the water into the cells and actually hydrate inside the cells, which is really how we keep hydrated. And then because it's working off of a copper peptide, super important that we have available copper in the body. So great sources of Copper is organ meats, which is a superfood in general. Oysters, other shellfish are excellent. Avocados, nuts such as cashews, sunflower seeds, and even, I mean, everybody's favorite, a little piece of dark chocolate. So it's actually the bitter, the 90%, can actually give you enough copper for the day, just having a little corner of that dark chocolate. So what to expect? So I definitely recommend, taking note of your current state, any specific issues, even taking photos of your hair, your skin, your scars, your veins. You want to write out your wish list, track your progress. We provide a health tracker to help you with this. Remember that every body is different. Everyone has a unique health history, a different toxic load. So you want to give it time. You want to be patient. That said, after 3 months, 97% of users report noticeable changes. Consistency and patience definitely matter here. Your body is intelligent. So even if you're focused, on one issue, it's going to prioritize what needs healing first. So you might start patching knee pain. As my friend Roz, that's why, my mom had such a powerful testimonial with her knee that I recommended it for one of my clients, my coaching clients. And it wasn't the knee pain that went away. It was actually her mental state. She had been suffering from anxiety and depression, which is something I didn't realize. And she called me up 3 weeks into patching and was just astounded at the change in her mental state. She felt like a weight had been lifted off of her shoulders and didn't really realize, how bad her state of health was, mental state. And then it was her knee pain that went away, after that. But your body is super intelligent, so it's going to, prioritize, but that also takes consistency. So putting it on, remembering to put it on, making this a healthy habit every day, putting it on at the same time, taking it off at the same time. Some people set an alarm so that they can keep themselves on track. And as I mentioned, I mean, David Schmidt recommends committing to it for 1 month for every decade you are old. So I'm going to show some before and after pictures here because these are amazing. So the picture on the left, so this is actually, this gentleman is a son of a nurse on our team who suffered from alopecia for 10 years. He tried everything. They spent tens of thousands of dollars, even on experimental drugs, and nothing worked. He started patching March 1st of 2025, and then within 6 days, his hair on his head started to grow. And there's actually that peach fuzz on his hair. And then 2.5 months later, it grew to about an inch and a half, and he's getting regular haircuts still. And then the comparison shot on the right. So this is amazing with the curvature of the spine or scoliosis. You can see this woman, she was only wearing the X39, and then also the Ice Wave patch, which is specifically for pain. And this was one of the ones that David Schmidt had created before the X39. But this healing of the curvature of her spine took place in only a 4-week period. Then here on the left, this skin condition called vitiligo. This condition is where the skin becomes depigmented due to a lack of melanin, and it is often related to an autoimmune disease. As you can see, her skin color is very much uniform after wearing the X39 patch, that picture, the after picture on the right. Then on the right-hand side, so this is a knee replacement. This is an amazing difference in the before and after photos of this surgical wound, healing after only 2 days on the patch. And as I said, surgeons are recommending these patches pre and post surgery. So when we talk about brain health and coherence, so here's an image of functional EEG. So this is a brain scan of a 77-year-old woman. On the left-hand side, so this is session 1. This is before she is using the X39 patch. So that the red in the image is showing high inflammation markers and of the brain, of the lack of brain coherence. And then after only 3 weeks, so in session 2, there is no more inflammation. This is just after 3 weeks. The dark blue is actually showing a low energy state, but the green part is really where you start to see some more coherence come in. Then looking at session 3, so this is 6 weeks into patching, you can see there is still, no more inflammation. A lot of that green coming in, which is indicating that higher brain coherence. And again, right, this is only 6 weeks after patching of the 77-year-old woman. All right, so the man, the myth, the legend, David Schmidt. We absolutely love sharing the heart of LifeWave. And David Schmidt is the CEO. He remains the CEO of this 20-year-old company. He started working with the US government. He was actually part of the Navy SEAL survival program where he was creating something. He was contracted by the US government to keep the SEALs alert, mentally focused on missions that lasted 36 hours. And that's where the first patch of LifeWave was born. That was his first patent. Then, through his networks, his connections, David found himself at Stanford University patching the women's US Olympic swim team. And they ended up having tremendous success with it. They set personal records. This was 20 years ago. This patch is actually still in existence. It's called the Energy Enhancer in the States. It's called ENR Spark in Canada, because Canada has to be a little bit different. But in 2008, David turned his attention to stem cell research. So after 10 years of him doing research, $4.5 million, by 2020, he had received a 20-year patent on the X39. And so this resulted in tremendous growth for the company, closing out 2024 over $600 million. And so this is a 3,000% growth rate in 4 years. And LifeWave has been recognized for this massive growth by Direct Selling News with the Bravo Growth Award. They honor companies with the highest year-over-year revenue growth on the Global 100 list. So companies that are not only scaling their businesses, but setting new benchmarks for the entire industry. So LifeWave has received the Bravo Growth Award for 2 years in a row now. They also just earned one of the top recognitions in biotech and life sciences. So this includes thousands of nominations from over 15 countries. LifeWave products won the Stem Cell Innovation of the Year Award in 2025. Huge breakthrough award for LifeWave in this area of life sciences and biotech markets. So there really is no competition out there in the market. This is a novel product. No one else has this. No one else can have this because we hold this 20-year patent on the X39. And if you're feeling inspired, you want to dive deeper into the clinical studies, into additional resources, I encourage you to check out the patents, the studies. There are great videos to learn more. You can go to thisisinfo.com. Great website explaining videos about the technology, David Schmidt being interviewed, doctors being interviewed. There's also many languages that this information comes in as well. We are in 85 countries. And so if you want to be the next success story, like Chandra, like Vicky, LifeWave offers 3 options to get started. These prices are in US dollars. And so for a month's worth of patches, there are 30 of these patches in a sleeve. So you can enroll as a retail customer paying retail price. I mean, we do have practitioners in the States that offer this in their clinics. But of course, we promote, getting you set up with the wholesale pricing of $99 US. So then you have 2 options. You can sign up as a preferred customer. You're committing to an auto ship, or as a brand partner. And so with the brand partner option, you can not only take advantage of the wholesale pricing, but you also secure a spot and join the team. And you can leverage the incredible momentum this company is experiencing by building a business without additional cost, no overhead, just the cost of your patches. And so signing up as a brand partner, there are 4 enrollment kits to get you started that you can choose from. And as you can see with these packages, the more that you purchase upon signing up, the better the value. You can upgrade at any time through those enrollment kits. You just pay the difference and you receive the difference in the number of sleeves. That way, obviously, you have some on hand to start sharing with friends and family in your life, loaning them out to people as they wait for their order. And so for those interested in sharing, we do have a very attractive compensation plan for those interested in building a business. And as a brand partner, you have access to an incredible leadership team. I can't say enough about this team. This is the fastest growing team at LifeWave. Their team name is called This Is It. You do not need any prior experience in sales or network marketing required, me included. I mean, I've been doing this for almost 2 years now. Direct sales is completely new to me. And I have had, great success with this company because the product is amazing, because there are so many powerful transformations, and because of the support systems in place that I have tapped into. And really, my passion, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that we want to bless people. We want to help people, experience life with abundance, and health is foundational. Really, without health, nothing else matters. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time, being open to learning about something that could quite literally change your life. I encourage you to reach back out to the person that invited you to the presentation. They can guide you, set you up with the best pricing and package for you, for your goals. We will be opening it up for those on the call tonight, so stay tuned. But for those tuning into the replay, I hope to see you on the team soon and to hear your powerful testimonial. Have a great night, everyone.